If only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. See if only could.
Who could forget that banger in Stranger Things Season 4? A whole generation of kids discovered Kate Bush, Chef's Kiss. Well, can you believe it's been 2 whole years since the hit Netflix show left us hanging? Well, now the streaming giant has taken us back to Hawkins by dropping a behind-the-scenes look at Season 5. And who else would we get to unpack it all than culture editor at The Nightly, Wenley Ma? Okay, Wenley, can you give us a quick recap of where things left off with Season 4?
I mean, they were in a really bad spot. It seemed like the Upside Down, so that is the supernatural world that seems to exist beneath our real plane, was bleeding into our world, and it actually ended on a cliffhanger, which the show has never done before. You know, normally back in the olden days of television, a cliffhanger, you were waiting, maybe 4 months for the next episode. And at this point, we're going to be waiting at least 2.5 years for a new episode of Stranger Things to discover whether or not the kids survive, the world survives, if any of us are still going to be alive.
Yeah, Max was not out of the woods. And when you see the Upside Down bleeding into real-life Hawkins, I don't think there's enough Kate Bush to kind of save you from a situation like that. And so, now, I don't know about you, but watching this teaser for Season 5, I felt very nostalgic. It had footage from, the very early days, which is about 10 years ago now, when the cast members were little kids. What were your big takeaways?
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a clip of Millie Bobby Brown, who plays 11. She said she was 10 when she started it, and she's now about to be 20. I mean, she is married in real life. That is a real kind of wake-up moment that we've been with this show for a really long time. It did make me feel nostalgic. It did make me kind of go, oh my God, it has been ages since I've gotten to see any new Stranger Things. It made me a little impatient, I will give you that.
And we saw some new characters teased, or some new actors appearing in this little teaser.
Yes, Linda Hamilton, who of course is the icon from Terminator, she's going to be involved in the new season. There was a few glimpses of her, and there are 3 new actors they have announced today who are part of it, which is Alex Brunel Fisher and Jake Connolly. You probably don't know their names. I had to Google it, but it doesn't really matter when it comes to Stranger Things, because they had this track record of taking relative unknowns, especially on the younger end, and making them into international stars. Like, none of us knew who Finn Wolfhard was. No one knew who Millie Bobby Brown was. And now they're superstars. And let's not forget Joe Quinn, who played, of course, Eddie Munson in Season 4. Now he's in movies with Lupita Nyong'o. He's going to be in the next Gladiator movie. This is a star-making vehicle.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And so do we know anything about the plot of this final season? They do tend to play their cards close to their chest, the old Duffer brothers.
They do, and that is something they did not reveal in the video, which is what's actually going to happen. I think it's pretty safe to assume it's going to be a battle for, saving our reality against Vecna, the big villain that was revealed in the previous season. We do know it's going to be very long. I mean, the previous season, every single episode was basically the length of a movie, and I think we should expect the same from this season. Maya Hawke, one of the cast members, she had previously said that, it will feel like 8 movies. And because they are actually in production for the entire year. And I can't think of another TV show that filmed for 12 months. Not even Game of Thrones went on for that long.
Yeah, I think Netflix is going to throw everything at this. Fun fact, I actually went to a previous Halloween dressed as Vecna. It was like one of those morph suits. Didn't leave much to the imagination. If anything, it was probably more terrifying than the actual real Vecna. But I think it's going to be so fun to see where this series goes in this final season. And there's also a rumour that there could be a spin-off from the Duffer Brothers. Do we know anything about that?
Everything's still a rumor at the moment, but I think when something is this successful, they're not going to leave it as is. I mean, there is a stage production that's about to open in London that is a Stranger Things thing. I think Stranger Things is also going to form part of Netflix's foray into these live experiences, almost like little mini theme parks that they're opening up in the US. And of course, Netflix is also growing in the gaming space, and there are Stranger Things games and all the merch.
Yep.
So if there were 70 spin-offs, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, all encompassing. We'll eventually all be living in the Upside Down. Just a wonderful,
point.
Wonderful prospect. And that was culture editor at The Nightly, Wenley Ma. And that is today's show, folks. Don't forget you can download the Nightly app on your mobile devices, or you can listen to the Nightly 5 podcast on YouTube Music. We'll be back tomorrow. And in the meantime, head to thenightly.com.au for today's digital edition and more.